Back to the Book Nook podcast. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're looking at Death at the Lighthouse, the second book in the Montgomery Bonbon series.
Ooh.
By Alistair Beckett King.
And it's illustrated by Claire Powell.
Yes. Illustrated by Claire Powell.
I always like to give a shout out to the illustrators.
Of course.
Especially in these middle grade books, because those illustrations really add to the story.
They really do, and they're so charming in this book, but we'll get into that a little bit more later.
Yeah.
So this is a middle grade mystery novel, so perfect for ages 8-12. But I have to say, as an adult, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's available in ebook, paperback, and audiobook format.
Ooh, nice.
So there's really a way for everyone to enjoy it.
Audiobooks are so nice for these middle grade books.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to listen to them with your kids.
Exactly, yeah.
As a family.
Or if you're just like me and enjoy listening to them on a walk or something.
Yes.
So this story is set on Odde Island, a place that's full of charming and quirky characters. And Bonnie Montgomery, our detective in disguise as Montgomery Bonbon, is on vacation there with her Grandpa Banks.
I love Grandpa Banks. He's such a fun character.
He is. He's got that like classic grandpa energy, you know?
Supportive, but also kind of clueless.
Yes, exactly. And Bonnie is hoping for a quiet break.
You know how vacations go.
Never quiet when you're Montgomery Bonbon.
Never. There's always a mystery.
Always a mystery lurking around the corner, and this time it's the death of the leery lighthouse keeper, Maud Cragg.
A very suspicious death, I might add.
Very suspicious. Initially, everyone thinks it's an accident, but our astute Bonnie suspects there's something more sinister going on.
Of course.
She's got that detective intuition.
Right. She just can't help herself.
Exactly. And then, to add fuel to the fire, another prominent islander meets an untimely demise.
Gasp.
I know, right?
Oh,
It's really getting good.
double the mystery.
Exactly. And it really confirms Bonnie's suspicion that something fishy is going on.
Well, I'd say more than fishy, it's downright criminal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I loved about this book is how Beckett King, the author, infuses his comedic background into the story.
Yes. He's a multi-award-winning comedian, did you know?
I did, and it really shines through. The book is filled with humor, sarcasm, witty one-liners. It had me laughing out loud at times.
You too. I mean, who would have thought our murder mystery could be so funny?
Right. It's such a unique blend. Now, let's talk about the setting, Odde Island. It's described as this quirky place with a unique cast of characters, many of whom become suspects in the investigation.
Oh, yes. We've got the shifty guest house owner, the down-on-her-luck Lady Wallop.
Don't forget the former star reporter, Manvi Malik, hungry for a scoop.
Right. And, of course, there's the mysterious Order of the Golden Fleece.
Oh, yes. That secret society adds a whole other layer of intrigue to the story.
It really does. And did you know the island has this peculiar ban on onions?
It's so strange. It makes you wonder, what's the deal with the onions?
Right. Like, what's the backstory there? Is it just a quirky island tradition, or is there something more to it?
Well, that's the beauty of this book. Beckett King takes these seemingly mundane details and weaves them into the mystery, making you question everything.
I love that. It's like every little detail could be a clue.
Exactly. It keeps you guessing until the very end.
It really does. Now, we can't talk about this book without mentioning the reviews. It's been getting a lot of praise.
It has. Like Maisie Chan, the author, said, the funniest detectives in children's fiction. I loved it so much.
High praise indeed.
And John, a NetGalley reviewer, said, Montgomery Bonbon and ABK have struck again with another hilarious crime-solving mystery.
That's spot on. And there are so many more positive reviews out there. Romana, a Goodreads reviewer, called it a solid second installment in the Montgomery Bonbon series.
I had to agree with that.
And Joanna, another NetGalley reviewer, said, the writing is very accessible to students and the illustration is adorable.
I completely agree. I mean, Claire Powell's illustrations are fantastic. They really bring the characters and the setting to life.
They really do. They're so energetic and full of personality.
It's like you can almost hear the characters talking.
Exactly. So before we dive deeper into the nitty-gritty of the mystery, we want to take a moment to remind you, our awesome listeners, to like and subscribe to the Book Nook podcast. We've got tons of deep dives into amazing books just like this one, and we wouldn't want you to miss out.
You really appreciate your support.
Okay.
Okay, back to Death at the Lighthouse. The story really kicks off with the discovery of Maud Cragg, the lighthouse keeper, found dead at the bottom of the lighthouse stairs.
It's a classic mystery setup, isn't it?
It is, and while everyone else is quick to assume it was an accident, Bonnie, being Bonnie, starts poking around,
Always trusting her gut.
Exactly. And wouldn't you know it? She finds a crucial clue.
Ooh, tell me more.
A dry golden fleece jacket
Interesting.
belonging to the deceased, just casually hanging up at the lighthouse.
Now, hold on a second. Didn't you mention something earlier about a golden fleece?
I did. Remember the Order of the Golden Fleece? That secret society we talked about.
Ah, right. The plot thickens.
It does. This seemingly insignificant detail suddenly connects the victim to this secret society. And to make things even more intriguing, Bonnie finds an IOU slip tucked inside the jacket pocket, signed only with the initial W.
Ooh, a mysterious W. Could it be Lady Wallop? Or is there another W on the island with secrets to hide? This is getting good.
Isn't it? We've got a secret society, a suspicious IOU, an island full of quirky characters, and a young detective determined to uncover the truth.
It's like a tangled web of clues and suspects. And the question is, can Bonnie untangle it before something else happens?
Oh, that's a great question. And we're going to get into that in just a moment.
Yeah.
But first.
Before we get back to those clues, I did want to mention that, Beckett King's humor isn't just slapstick.
Right.
He actually uses satire and irony to poke fun at some of the classic mystery tropes.
Oh, like that.
Yeah, and it adds this, extra layer of enjoyment for us adults.
Especially if you grew up reading these kinds of mysteries.
Exactly. Like you can see the tropes coming and he kind of winks at you.
Yes. It's like he's in on the joke.
Exactly.
So it's really fun.
Yeah. So back to those deaths on Odde Island.
Oh, yeah. Things are not looking good.
Not looking good at all.
For anyone.
Yeah.
Except maybe Montgomery Bonbon.
Right. She's loving it.
Yeah, she's in her element.
Exactly. But these deaths is they highlight this theme of appearance versus reality.
Oh, definitely. That's a big one in this book.
Yeah. On the surface, Odde Island is this charming, quirky vacation spot.
Right. Picturesque harbor.
Exactly.
Quaint little shops.
So everyone's friendly.
But underneath it all...
Secrets.
Secrets lies.
Maybe even murderous motives.
Exactly. It's like a reminder that things aren't always what they seem. Which I think is a great lesson for young readers.
Definitely.
And honestly for us adults too.
Yeah, we can all use that reminder sometimes.
So how does Bonnie, as Montgomery Bonbon, start to untangle all of this?
Well, she starts by doing what any good detective does. Snooping. Asking questions.
Not
Observing, yeah.
Right.
She really interacts with the islanders, and each of them is so unique.
Yeah.
With their own little quirks and secrets.
Like Tobias Waterman, the guest house owner.
Oh, yeah, he's got a shady past.
Very shady.
Definitely something he's hiding.
And then there's Lady Wallop. She always seems like she's on edge.
Always looking over her shoulder.
Right. And we've got Reuben Ribble, who was second in command.
At the lighthouse.
Yeah, to the deceased lighthouse keeper. So he probably knows more than he's letting on.
I bet he does.
And of course, we can't forget Manvi Malik.
Oh, the former star reporter?
Yes. Always hungry for a scoop.
She could be a valuable ally for Bonnie.
Or...
a dangerous rival.
Right. You never know with her.
And don't forget about Miss Bunch, the school teacher.
Oh, yeah. With a secret hidden in the school cellar.
Ooh, mysterious.
Very mysterious.
And of course, Bonnie's classmate, Dana, now knows her secret identity.
Yeah, that adds a whole other layer to the investigation.
It does. Do you think Bonnie can trust her to keep quiet?
That's a good question. I mean, Dana's pretty adventurous herself.
Yeah, she might not be able to resist getting involved.
We've got this mystery within a mystery.
Right. We're trying to solve the murders.
But we're also trying to figure out all the characters and their motives.
And let's not forget about that strange island setting.
Yeah, Odde Island. It's almost like another character in the story.
It really is. With its quirky traditions and secrets.
Speaking of secrets.
We have to talk about the Order of the Golden Fleece.
Yes. That's secret society. What do we actually know about them?
Well, the details are revealed gradually throughout the book.
Which is so good for building suspense.
It is. But we do know that they're a powerful group.
On Odde Island.
Yeah, and their influence seems to go beyond just social gatherings.
Right. And the fact that Maud Cragg, the deceased lighthouse keeper, was wearing their jacket.
Definitely suggests a connection to the murders.
A deeper connection.
And what about that IOU slip?
Signed with the initial W.
Could it be Lady Wallop?
Or is there another W lurking on Odde Island?
With secrets to hide.
So many questions.
I know. Before we give anything else away, I think it's time for another little reminder.
Yes. If you're enjoying this deep dive
into Death at the Lighthouse,
make sure to hit that like button.
And subscribe to the Book Nook podcast.
We have so many more
literary adventures
waiting for you. Okay, back to the mystery Bonnie's investigation. It leads her to the top of the Leary Lighthouse.
During a thunderstorm.
Very dramatic.
Classic mystery setting.
It's the perfect setup for a thrilling climax.
And let me tell you, the climax of the story does not disappoint.
So good.
Reviewers have used words like thrilling,
Suspenseful.
twists.
Oh, I love a good plot twist. Does Bonnie manage to put all the pieces together?
You'll have to read to find out.
No. And what about the onion ban? Does that play a role?
Oh, that's a good one.
It's such a weird detail.
I know. To find out the truth about the onion ban,
And the identity of the killer.
you're going to have to dive into Death at the Lighthouse yourself.
All right. No spoilers. But how does the resolution of the mystery tie back to those themes?
Of appearance versus reality and friendship.
Yes. Those are like big themes in this book.
They are, and that's what makes this book so engaging.
Yeah.
Beckett King doesn't just present a whodunit. He uses the mystery to explore these deeper themes.
In a way that's entertaining and thought-provoking.
Yeah.
And funny.
Yes. And funny. Don't forget funny.
He really is a talented writer.
He is. He's created this world that's both familiar and fantastical.
Yeah, a place where you can laugh and get caught up in the suspense.
It's the perfect escape.
And speaking of escape,
You can escape to Odde Island yourself.
by grabbing a copy of Death at the Lighthouse
We've got a link
in the episode description
where you can find it.
in ebook, paperback, and audiobook format.
And if you're looking for more bookish adventures,
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
to the Book Nook podcast.
Okay, before we say goodbye, one last thought-provoking question for you to ponder. We've talked about how Beckett King uses humor. But how does humor affect your reading experience?
Does it make the story more enjoyable?
Or does it distract from the suspense?
Let us know.
In the comments.
That's a great question to leave our listeners with.
Wow, you really painted a picture there.
It's quite a scene.
This is
I mean, just imagine it. You're at the top of this lighthouse.
a rickety old lighthouse.
Yeah, the wind is howling.
Thunder and lightning.
And you're face to face with a killer.
It's giving me chills just thinking about it.
Yeah, but even in that moment,
Yeah.
Beckett King manages to sneak in some humor.
I'm so curious about those comedic moments you mentioned. Can you give us a little taste?
Okay, but just a taste. No spoilers.
Okay, deal.
Well, remember how Bonnie always mixes up her languages?
Oh, yeah, like French and German?
Yeah, it kind of becomes her trademark.
It does.
Well, let's just say that during the confrontation with the culprit,
Yeah.
her language skills, or lack thereof, come into play in a very unexpected and hilarious way.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm really intrigued now.
And then there's the onion ban.
Oh, yeah, the infamous onion ban.
It's not just a quirky detail.
No.
It actually plays a key role in the resolution of the mystery.
You're kidding?
Nope, I can't say more than that.
Ah, come on.
But trust me, it's clever and it's funny.
Okay, okay, I'll trust you. Now, some reviewers have mentioned that the solution felt a bit sudden.
Yeah, I saw those reviews.
Like the motive wasn't entirely clear. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think the fast-paced climax and the unexpected twist,
Yeah.
they really add to the enjoyment of the book.
I can see that.
And remember, this is a middle-grade novel.
Right.
So the author probably made certain choices.
To keep it engaging for younger readers.
Exactly. And sometimes a sudden twist can be just as satisfying as a slow burn.
It's true. It keeps you on your toes.
Exactly. So we've got humor, mystery, intriguing
A
characters,
satisfying conclusion.
and a whole lot of quirky charm.
It sounds like Death at the Lighthouse is a real winner.
I think so. It's a delightful read.
And a great addition to the Montgomery Bonbon series.
Definitely. So if you're looking for a fun and engaging mystery,
That's perfect for kids and adults.
I highly recommend checking it out.
Absolutely. And if you enjoyed this deep dive,
Be sure to check out our other episodes.
we have so many more bookish adventures waiting for you.
To like and subscribe.
To the Book Nook podcast
You can also find a link
in the episode description.
where you can purchase
Your very own copy.
of Death at the Lighthouse.
And before we go, one last thought for you to ponder.
Okay, I'm listening.